until 1848. When we did, it was called the Illinois-Michigan Canal. So eagerly anticipated was the opening of the canal that boats were already en route even before the canal opened. And when it did open, like flipping a light switch, Chicago was on the world map as Port Chicago. The seaway open, and very quickly we laid in some 1,000 miles of rail line, accommodating hundreds of trains a day, representing thousands of rail cars a day. Throughout the 1850s, the 1860s, Chicago was booming. We had the first invention of balloon construction. People were pouring past it. They described it as balloon construction. That was the basis for we knew we had to rebuild. We didn't think for a single instant we wouldn't. And why? Well, truth be told, we didn't have where we left off. No problems at all. But we knew we couldn't do it alone. We needed help, so we asked the world for help. We says, hey, if you're an architect or civil or structural engineer, please come to Chicago. And come they did. They poured into our city. First time that makes sense, right? We didn't want to have to go through another fire. And William LeBaron Jennings gave us that first tall building, that first fireproof structure. 10-story tall, William LeBaron Jennings home insurance building. It was located at what nowadays the LaSalle and Adams Street intersection. It's long since been leveled, replaced by newer, more modern, taller buildings. But that was the first building that all of these modern tall skyscrapers are based on here and all over the world. We're going through a living museum of modern sculpture and skyscrapers today, folks. And of the 4 or 6 really great photo ops we'll have today, one of them is now coming into view in the classical, the modern, and the postmodern period. The last 3 are represented straight ahead. The building being built directly in front of us, and he introduced the world to that modern design. The less is more philosophy, the belief that the inherent beauty of a building is the building structure itself. The last building on this right side here, the Wrigley Building, is how it's a clear reference to the 1893 Columbian Exposition, Chicago's first World's Fair, the event that put Chicago back on the world's map after 40 to 60 feet until it hits bedrock. That's how we anchor these massive, beautiful skyscrapers. On thermal pane glass does what? It repels those elements. That, along with a special glazing treatment to the interior wall paint, helps to make that building artificially cool in the summer, even without the use of air conditioning. Now, I told you that Mies van der Rohe gave us the home for, made most famous by these 2 twin towers, Marina Towers as they're called. Kids sometimes like to call them the corn cob towers, because it looks like stalks of corn to them. Anyone remember the movie Bullet with Steve McQueen in 1968? This is the tower where on the 18th floor part is an important disturbing trend post-World War II. All of our hero World War II veterans, when they returned home from the war, not coming back into the city, to the bungalows, the old houses that they left behind. Instead, like elsewhere in the country, heading out to the suburbs for the first time. And why? Because for the same money, they were getting more house, more amenities, and more land. Bertrand said, if we don't give these folks a reason to come back, we're going to lose that very hard-working middle-class tax base necessary to have a university like this in the first place. Reed Murdoch, Food Storage Transfer Warehouse from 1913. You see a lot of horizontal lines here made famous by that first building. Take as many pictures of this building from all kinds of vantage points, folks. This is my favorite building on the tour. In a moment, we'll go to the North Branch, turn around, and double back. And when we do, that's your single best opportunity to photograph this gorgeous building. Very first postmodern building in 1983, done by a then 7-year to make room for the windows and the balconies. As we get closer, look especially at those balcony walls. You'll see that they're about 3 foot thick concrete. You can imagine how difficult it was to puncture all those holes in there. And as he put the holes in, this odor permeated from the building. So nasty and so sustained,